YouTube, it is time to leak the final part of the new pack, and stay tuned till the end of the video where I'm going to be leaking, in addition to the leak, what will receive the animation. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
All right, this is it. This is the leak. Again, at the end of the video, I will be leaking the animation. I'm also going to be showcasing to you to the top deck list and the meta relevance of this deck and its impact in Master Duel, which I'm going to be predicting. Boom. Lightsworn is coming. It is coming. Minerva, the Athenian Lightsworn, the new waifu is here, and will she be top tier? 1 tuner plus non-tuner, level 8, so it's super generically summoned. And once you summon this, Lightsworn monsters cannot be banished by bestials, can't be fingered, nothing, and only by card effects. So if you have a Fairy Tale Snow, does it mean you now can't banish your Lightsworns? No, you could still banish by cost. That's perfectly fine. Also, you can only use the following effects of Minerva once per turn. On Synchro Summon, you could send Lightsworn monsters with different types from your deck to the graveyard up to the number of Lightsworn monsters used as this card's material. So that's why you would want to summon it with 2 Lightsworns, so you could send 2 Lightsworns from the deck to the grave. Otherwise, you could banish 4 Lightsworn monsters as a cost, so that's why it's in the red highlight, to send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. And we're going to be watching some gameplay on this. We also have Lightsworn Dragonling. If you have a Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, you could special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you could then send any Lightsworn card from your deck to the graveyard. Pick up that deck, send what you want. Also, if this card is sent to the graveyard from the hand, field, deck, it does not matter. If it's sent to the grave, you could add a monster with 3,000 attack / 2,600 defense from your deck to your hand, which could be a Punishment Dragon or a Judgment Dragon. What else do we have? Weiss, the Lightsworn Archfiend. You could place 1 other Lightsworn card from your hand on top of the deck, so the red means it's going to be a cost before your opponent even responds to it. So if you have another Lightsworn, that's the way you have to do. You put it on top to then mill it, because you're going to special summon this card from your hand, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard to then trigger whatever you put on top of the deck, and you didn't even perform your normal summon yet. Also, if this card is sent from the deck only to the graveyard, you can target a Lightsworn in your graveyard, special summon it onto the field. It is a level 4 tuner, where the Dragonling is a non-tuner. So you're going to use the Weiss and the Dragonling to make the Minerva. You also have the Lightsworn Aegis. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Lightsworn monsters you control, negate their effects until the end of this turn. Also, if this card is sent from the deck to the grave, you could set it. So instead of searching it, just mill it, set it, boom, we got negates. Now, how good is this deck in the meta? We're going to get to that right after some gameplay. So thank you to El Exordio El Duelista with Lightsworn Tearlament. I should note that Lightsworn Tearlament is not doing so well in the TCG and OCG, but in the TCG and OCG, they do not have Kit Kalos. So Lightsworn is going to affect Master Duel much more so differently than the OCG and TCG. With Kit Cal, as we have Tearlament as a tier 2 deck, this may be propelling the deck to possibly tier 1. What do you think? I'm not saying that that is going to happen, but is this going to even be the best way to play Tearlament? Well, let's find out through the gameplay if that's the case, and then we'll look at the meta to see its impact on TCG and OCG. So let's get to it. Let's do it. Start the first duel. All right, what we have here, we're going to charge Light Brigade, mill 3 to then add a Lightsworn card. We're going to Weiss, put a card on top of the deck. Now we're sending a King of the Swamp to the graveyard because we don't have Kit Cal. Kit Cal is banned, so we don't have to worry about that restriction. This should be better for us, where, you know, they have Merly, we have Kit Cal. We're going to field spell, adding the Rhino. Rhino's going to send from the deck a Havnis. That's going to trigger a fusion going into the Rukal. We're going to use the Dragon Lightsworn to special summon itself onto the field. We're going to be sending Felice to Reborn, Minerva, send from the deck 2 cards. We're going to now be making, this gives you access to the tier engine. So the Vsauce Amartira is how you're going to get to your field spell if you didn't already draw it. Let me boost up this screen a bit. And then we have the Tearlaments Scream. We're going to banish 4 to mill 4. We didn't mill any triggers here. We have the Zombie Vampire with our 2 level 8 synchros. We're going to mill 4 from both players, reborning the Fenrir. We're going to grab a Sulliek from the milled Scream. We're going to now be making the rank 4 Xyz. What does this card do? It's an older one. You could detach a material, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, then draw cards equal to the number of Lightsworns you milled. And that's going to be the only important effect you really want to see. Yeah. And then we're milling 3 right here. And we're going to be triggering our Sharon, making a Grapho. We're probably not going to play this since we don't have to play the fusion substitutes. The Trap, it was milled, so it gets set. And that's going to be a negate. We got the Cross Sheep. We're going to special summon Tearlaments Lightsworn, Banish in the Grave. Tons of gas. Holy moly. And then we're going to be triggering the Wolf, but we had no room to summon it. 3 monster negates. Banish face down Fenrir. Special summon negate. Monster negate face down, multiple cards negate, Grapha negate, card pop of the field spell with the Shuffler in the graveyard. We have follow-up of the Scream. We have a Kaleido Heart setup if we trigger a fusion. Holy moly, let's clap up Rescue Ace. Okay, Wanted Seeker, summon, Scream, mill 3, trigger a fusion, trigger the Weiss even. Oh my gosh, a bunch of cards are triggering for the graveyard. Reborning the Minerva. What the heck? We have Kaleido Heart spin. So right now, our Lightsworns cannot get banished. We're going to be triggering the Rukal after we're sent to the grave, Reborn, trying to Diablo Star. We're going to show Go in second right after this. We're going to be banishing face down on the resolution of a monster effect. We're going to negate, send Sulliek, search your deck for Havnis, return back, draw 1, negate the Summon of Preventer, set, pass, and we know what happens from there. Now, let's watch the other duel where we go second against Purely. So we're going to skip the Purely turn 1 play. Let's skip. So how many materials are on that? I think it means 7 materials. So it's got 3 spins plus a monster negate and an Ash Blossom. Let's see what happens. How can we play through that? We're going to summon a Fenrir. Fenrir's going to search. We're going to get negated. Okay, so we have about 4 more disruptions to play through. Send Triva Karma, search our deck. Ash is going to negate. 3 more spins. Mill 3, add a tier. I should say add a Lightsworn. We're going to put on top of the deck. Mill 2, trigger the Wolf, Reborn, plus the effect of our Tearlament to Reborn. We're going to get spun back on the deck. Did we do double spin? No, I don't see how many materials on that. I think that just means it's a rank 7, actually. The simulator doesn't say how many spins. That's the final spin. That's it. So let's keep on cooking through Purely turn 1. Banish 4, mill 4, add back, Punishment Dragon is here, trigger a fusion, mill, Trap's gonna trigger to set onto the field here. There you go, to be used next turn, if there even is a next turn. Cross Sheep, Reborn, send from the deck, trigger Merly, rip Merly, fusion summon, Grapha. Let's wipe this up, clean it up. And what do y'all think? Is this gonna be the best way to now play Tearlament? Tearlament deck list with this, if you want to see, where is the deck list? There. So something like this, but obviously tune it towards Master Duel where we have Kick Cow and we don't have the field spell at 3 and we don't need to play the King of the Swamp because we have Kick Kalos. So let's check out the impact on the meta. So if we're looking at something like Minerva, it was released in April 27th for the TCG. So let's check out April 27th. We're going to go onto the tier list here, and we're going to do a custom date. Let's type in, I'm going to go to April 27th, and then we're going to choose today for here. Ready? Boom. Now it's Control F, Lightsworn. You know, it's not doing too much, but it's all the way down here. So here are all the decks above it and below it ever since it's been released. Now, what about the OCG? And again, Kick Cal is banned, so probably that may have something to do with Lightsworn if that was the best way to play it. Well, they can't do that. So now Minerva, January 26th. Let's see. So I'm going to switch this over to the OCG, and then we're going to change the date to January 26th. All right, search it up. Control F Lightsworn. It's worse in the OCG, probably because of Max C. But again, Kick Cal is not here. It's about as good as Eldritch and Ice Barrier and Resonators. Okay. And looking above that, there you go. You can see a bunch of decks above that, and then the top 3 decks there. Let's just get to what the decks look like. How about that? Boom. So this is the OCG first, where it's looking like this. Super large. Oh my gosh. Necroface, we have semi-limited. So looking like that. Definitely playing 3 of the new Dragonling. And we'll look at a deck list. Also, we have Grass, where the TCG has not had access to Grass for a while. So maybe you want to consider playing Left Arm Offering with the Grass looking greener. Let's see some deck lists. You can see from here, except the side deck, that's fine. You don't need that. Let me take off this up here. This is a deck list. Yep, that is a deck list. That deck is a deck list. And then here is another deck list. Let's zoom out so you can see it a little bit better. 60 cards with the Left Arm Offering, 40 cards, and then Goki Pole. What the heck? Now, let's look at the TCG. The TCG, here's one of them playing Tearlament. Top 16 of a 600-player event. So if you want to take this deck list and fine-tune it for Master Duel, and you have a good deck, right? Because we have Kit Cow. Otherwise, looks like you could play it with Centurion. Top 64 of a 2,000-player event. Yup. Yoink it, take your Centurion cards, mix it with the new waifu, boom. Or you could play with this, where it looks like it's looping Dissipator and Omega. Just banish a card, Reborn Omega, banish another card, quite toxic. Here's another deck list. Here's some other. You can go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta for the rest of the deck list. Otherwise, here is the average breakdown of them being combined. So looking like that. You can zoom out more. If you're on the website, you can go all the way down to the super low percentages to get a better view of how the deck's being played. Otherwise, this is with them all mixed up. And now, for what you've been waiting for. What is the animation? Is it Minerva? Is it Lightsworn Dragonling? Is it Weiss? Or is it, can't be a trap, right? Can't be that. So what do you think? Guess it up. Guess it. Guess. What do you think? Enlightenment Dragon is going to be the new animation. Let's go. No usage because they don't really play it. I guess this dude played it, so good job to you. Yeah, that's awesome. Good job. So like Valmonica, their normal summon Celatrice gets an animation, but otherwise for Lightsworn, the fusion you're probably not going to even play gets the animation. If you really want to trigger the animation, I guess this is the deck list you'd want to play. Just like that. So, yeah. Thank you, Slayer, for this deck on how to play Lightsworn just to trigger the animation. Is this card even good? Must be summoned for the extra deck by banishing the above monsters, one from your field and graveyard. Once per turn, pay 2,000, banish all other cards on the field. I mean, that's kind of nutty. That's nuts. If you could actually get this card out, holy moly, quick effect, ban it, non-target banish everything from both players' fields in both players' graveyards. During your end phase, send the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. That's what Judgment Dragon has. If this card is destroyed, you could add 2 of your banished monsters to your hand, 1 Judgment Dragon and 1 Punishment Dragon, and then special summon both, ignoring their summoning conditions. So it's pretty damn cool. And if you can pull it off, congratulations to you.